Next on Cartoon Chat.
What unit are you with, son?
Time Squad, sir. Time Squad.
This is the Animation Conversation. Welcome to Cartoon Chat. I am one of your hosts, Bryan the Baltimorean. Of course, find me right here on screenblastpodcast, and of course, you can find me at Bryan the Baltimorean as well. Joined alongside, I don't know, what is he doing today? Jesus God.
Canine biscuits.
And a third member of the man that
Hydrate.
should we be telling people that? I don't know if that's safe. Joined by the third member, the Sir himself.
How you doing?
The Silent Sir.
The Silent Sir?
Well,
He's not using Connect this time.
He's not using Connect, but you know we could start doing body tracking though. We could add that as a feature. You guys can see our heartbeat rate and all that stuff.
Boner levels.
Make some fun. Absolutely, guys. Of course, here on Cartoon Chat, we take a look at an animated movie, series, or short in every single episode. Of course, this posts probably once or twice a month, and we make sure that you guys have a pretty good time. Today, we're talking about one of the, I guess this was the first cartoon that was not technically in that cartoon original build-up, but still is considered one. And we'll get to that in a sec. Before we do, of course, make sure to check out the Screen Blast Society, of course, over at screenblastpodcast.com.
I'm the Larry 3000. I come from the future where bacon is good for your heart.
That's the good news!
Unfortunately, as history ages, it becomes unstable. To wit, Mona Lisa didn't wait tables, Da Vinci didn't play bongos, Caesar never knew karate, and Abe Lincoln shouldn't touch people there.
And neither should you!
Enter the Time Squad. Our mission is simple, enforcing the past to protect our future.
And making history fun.
You mean making fun of history! Ew.
Quiet, Otto.
Time Squad, Fridays at 9, part of Cartoon Fridays, only on Cartoon Network.
I was on Twitter one day, and it was like, there was a post was like, name 4 obscure cartoons, and like somebody had like one, I forgot what the other pictures were, but like one of the pictures were Time Squad, and I was like, I haven't watched that cartoon, it's Cartoon Fridays. And I was like, I'm curious to rewatch it, but I have no reason to. So I was like, oh, I can do a podcast on it. That's a reason to. Let's do an episode of Time Squad. And that's it. That's the end of that story. But my history with Time Squad is, it was a cartoon on Cartoon Fridays. I watched it. I think I remember enjoying it a bit. It was like, oh, okay, this wasn't the best thing ever, but it wasn't amazing. But like, it was like pretty decent. It was all right, and that was it. That's my history with it. And then it just like stopped, and I was like, okay, all right, cartoon, pretty good cartoon, whatever.
How about you, Martin? Obviously, again, I'm born 97, Mark's born 95. You're born 1834. So tell us what you preferably got into Time Squad.
If you were in backhanding reach, I swear. I didn't even watch Time Squad from the beginning. I just caught it in, like...
when it's rerun phase?
Yeah, I definitely didn't see the first episode until later on. I'm pretty sure I started off with the Abraham Lincoln episode.
I see.
That's the first episode of Time Squad. It was a decent show. I ain't had no problems with it. Just watched it, a little funny. It did leave. I did have my little brothers asking me a few questions that this stuff really happened, and I'm like, no, of course not. This is a cartoon. Of course, he wasn't doing these things as a president. But yeah, it was fun. That was funnier than the actual cartoon. They going to my parents thinking that this stuff was real.
This stuff, right?
Yeah, they're like, oh, did they really do these? Like, no, they didn't really act it. So this is just nonsense.
That reminds me, were you ever, maybe I was just a dumb child, but for a very brief moment in time, I thought the world in the past was black and white. Did you ever think very briefly that the world, because you see film from like the 50s or whatever, and you think, oh man, like the world is actually like, it's actually black and white or whatever. Did you ever think about that at all?
No, not at all, because I didn't watch any black and white movies when I was a kid.
I see.
Oh, I saw black and white movies and I was like, shit looks fucking boring. There's no color. What the fuck? And I turned it off because that was like fucking TV Land channel, and then sometimes Nick at Night.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, what is this? There's no color. The color's broken. Why would I watch this?
I'm pretty sure I
color.
could have fixed it, adjust the TV if that happened.
Fair.
As a child, I apologize. Like, what is the color though?
I never came across an actual black and white TV. Okay, actually, those tiny little small TVs. But like, I didn't really count those. But like, I didn't really. When I saw like something that's black and white on TV, I'm like, skip.
Fair. All right. And just on myself, Time Squad did not see it, or if I did, I don't recall. Any memory of Time Squad has been replaced with Time Warp Trio. Again, being born in '97, I did not see this original run, and even during its rerun phase, I think I just kind of passed off on it.
Do you even have a rerun phase?
What do you mean?
Time Squad?
Yeah, it ran from 03 to 05.
Okay.
On Cartoon Network. So even during that point in time, it wasn't something I went and was like, oh snap, I gotta see it. It just, again, I was more a Time Warp Trio kid.
I feel like one of those cartoons that like existed then just disappeared, like fucking Sheep in a Big City and whatever happened to Robot Jones. Like those just like existed for a period and just disappeared.
Yeah.
Like it got rerun less than like something like Pop-Up Girls or Dexter. Like those are rerun much longer even after their cancellations.
Absolutely.
At least it felt like that way.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let's toss it over to, we'll briefly talk about cartoons here.
Did you know our cartoon stars are so super special? They decided out of the kindness of their hearts to extend Cartoon Fridays into Saturday and Sunday? Yeah, they're giving us an entire cartoon weekend.
We decided what?
Yeah, remember how all of you said, forget that weekend in the Hamptons. We'd rather use our free time bringing laughter to the world. Remember?
That does not quite ring a bell.
You are also very generous.
But the weekend is chicken's meat time.
And that's what makes you so darn beautiful. Thanks to these incredibly giving stars, we can enjoy cartoons all weekend long. This amazing event also offers a different cartoon premiere each day at 9 and 9. Heck, these selfless stars are even going to help with the hosting.
So I just stand here then?
Yes, sir. All weekend long, our stars are working overtime to bring you a cartoon weekend. Starting Friday at 7 on Cartoon Network.
Because, of course, this is a critical point in time to understand where Time Squad comes in. Briefly speaking, Cartoon Network by this point has moved on from being exclusively this house of like rerun cartoons to building up a gigantic animation force, right? Like it's gone from, oh yeah, we're going to rerun a couple of these shows that we had from Hanna-Barbera, a couple of these shows that we've had from the MGM merger, a couple of the shows that we've had from several different places, and we're suddenly going to now start building original animation. They had already built that up slowly but surely, and in that, led by the way, Fred Siebert, you had the Cartoon Collection after the What a Cartoon short plan sort of was executed to success. The big hitters were obviously Powerpuff Girls and Dexter's Lab, right? Like, those were like the juggernauts. You had, later on, Ed, Edd n Eddy, which was not actually a part of the What a Cartoon program and didn't go through that. It was made from an outside studio, but it became a juggernaut as well on Cartoon Network. The key thing was that Cartoon Network was a great place for original animation, on top of the fact that they were a juggernaut for Jap animation at the time. You had Toonami that was blowing up after Toonami 98 and just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, finding success with anime. They had the Warner Brothers acquisition or merger, which allowed them to have more shows from the DC lineup, from the Looney Tunes lineup, and that just widened their array of content. And so here we were in the early 2000s, like literally turn of the century, 2000, 2001, and Cartoon Fridays could not have been bigger. The Cartoon sort of lineup could not have been more influential on cable. People really flocked to it, and original animation from this network was a priority for audiences. So one of the big deals here was that it got so big that you actually kept having these big things. Like you had Cartoon Weekend, which would lead to Cartoon Fridays, which after a certain amount of success led to Cartoon Summer in 2000, in 1999, right? So Cartoon Summer ran, and the point of Cartoon Summer was that you would just have literally every weeknight, Monday through Friday, you'd have literally just a consecutive set of original cartoons, which is a great idea, right? Like it prioritizes that original animation, and it gets them right on time there. By 2001, it was the final year of Cartoon Weekend, and that's where we have
I'm surprised we're
Time Squad.
covering all this with like Time Squad, like kind of the history of like some of these cartoon stuff.
Yeah, it's just a brief little run through. One of the interesting things though is Cartoon Summer 2001 was interesting because it was kind of a shift, kind of a change for the Cartoon legacy, because of course 2001 was the final year for Betty Cohen. She leaves. Cartoon Summers, that's the final year for that. That ends after 2001. And you also had a cool little thing with the Big Pick Weekend. That actually happened at the very end of Cartoon Summer. The last weekend, you had Big Pick Weekend, which is where Kids Next Door got nominated as the next original cartoon.
I remember that.
So
there was like a weird short that wasn't a Kids Next Door. It was about like some kid taking care of a monkey in a laboratory.
So one of the things that was pretty cool, by the way, inside, again, I'm going to keep saying Cartoon Summer, that's the home of this thing. That's where this thing kind of got kicked off, is you had also a celebration of like animated shorts in this set, right? So you had the premiere show, right? So it's like, again, you just keep on going with this tag of cartoons, premieres. Just the point being, this idea of original animation, unlike now where Cartoon Network kind of doesn't do that as much, it was very celebrated, and audiences really flocked to Cartoon Network to see that original content coming from them. And so the time in which Time Squad comes out is a perfect mesh point for a lot of just original ideas and cool execution, and that's where we are in 2001. So we can get into the series detail. Did you guys have any thoughts on like Cartoon Summer, or anything like that you wanted to bring up? We did, by the way, I do want to mention to the audience, I did a tracing history with both of these.
I was going to mention that. I think most of our thoughts are in those episodes, so like I have nothing more to say. Just like go to those episodes.
Yeah, nothing briefly like, hey, this was cool. No.
Hey, this is cool.
All right. Also, I'll just add in. I also did an Attack the Block, which is a series that I used to do like years ago about like doing a mini doc on certain programming blocks. I did one on Cartoon Friday, so if you want to check that out, you can find that on my channel at Democracy ATHEMOCRACY.com. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the series detail. Go ahead and move into this. So the overall tone of this is really a sci-fi fantasy comedy, and there's not a lot of fantasy here, but the point being is it's a fantasy because of the way things go. The end result is all fantasy. It's just, the series...
Wait. That would make sense when you say there's not a lot of fantasy here, but the main point is it's just like a bunch of fantasy. What?
The consequence.
Okay,
sci-fi just explains itself. It don't need to add fantasy to it.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm just going off
science fiction
from two different places, so I feel you. It's kind of like when we kept getting a bunch of those crossovers: action, humor, action, suspense, comedy, romance feature. So the series ran from June 8th, 2001 to November of 2003. It has 2 seasons and 23 episodes. Technically, if you split those episodes out, it goes to 52.
Which is like a normal order. So it's like when the show was greenlit, they just had a normal order of 52 episodes, and the show was.
26. I was supposed to say 26. My bad.
52.
26 episodes, 52 in total. If you were to split them all individually out.
Yeah, that's like a normal order of episodes. Like again, like if they don't go above 52, that means it wasn't like astronomically successful.
Right. By the way, Time Warp Trio, the one that I kind of dig more into my nostalgia for, has the same amount of episodes, the same number of episodes.
That means it just got this. It didn't really get greenlit for another batch. It just like back then that was just like a normal order. Now we just get like the regular order is often like if it's like a like very expensive show, it's usually like 10 episodes, or like if it's like. Or sometimes they'll just ask for like 20 episodes.
Remember when Rick and Morty a few years ago got renewed for that massive like 40-something episode set? Remember that?
74, if I remember.
74. I flipped it. 40.
And like I think that
was crazy. 74 episodes. That was nuts.
The people working on Rick and Morty, they said I think they said something like after they finish that order, they're just done. They're done. The show is ending after that order. Like if there's no more green lighting because everyone's just going to be done, apparently.
I feel it. I mean, if you see that amount of task, like, you're going to...
We've been getting, like, a new season every year.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, there's been a couple of missed episodes, but, like, Rick and Morty's still good. I still look forward to it.
It's like, again, we talked about this when it happened. It's like they're probably going to lose their juice a bit, but it's still been very, very enjoyable.
Some episodes, well, I guess I'd definitely say some episodes already lost their juice. I mean, they haven't had like a super high mark as they haven't had like a high as like the season 2 ending and season 3 premiere. Like that was a very high for me.
Right.
But that was great. Or like season one ending and no that wasn't that great, but like season 2 ending and season 3 premiere was great. But like it's still a very fun show, and they still have like some very fun concepts, and like I still can't predict the story they're always trying to do. Sometimes it's like, oh, the story's gonna go this direction, and then it takes a turn and it's like, oh, this is interesting, this is an interesting concept.
Yeah, I will say they've mowed through the Justin Roiland situation pretty well.
Oh yeah,
as like for a series, it's held on pretty well for what happened there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
In terms of, you keep comparing like Time Warp Trio, which is it is a time travel show, but
these are different shows. I'm just the time machine thing.
Time Warp Trio. Is that educational one, right?
That was the educational one. Yeah.
Yeah. Even anyone knows, so it was good shit.
Literally only watched one
Future Cartoon Chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I literally only watched one episode of that.
Ooh. Okay. Ooh. That was Discovery Kids.
You probably haven't seen. Yeah, I probably haven't seen the show, but this is like.
That's probably how you got to.
You probably haven't seen the show I'm about to mention, but like you probably already know the movie. But like this is. No, but like this is definitely a modernized version
SpongeBob?
of Peabody, Mr. Sherman. Sherman and Mr. Peabody. This is definitely a modernized version of Sherman and Mr. Peabody.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, yes, indeed.
And like that old show was like a segment on the Rocky and Bullwinkle show, and it's like this kid who goes like to the who goes on time travel adventures with a dog, and he goes through the Wayback Machine. This is like even in style. This is like very reminiscent of that.
Absolutely, yes, indeed.
So I think we can't find much history, but I am confident that is a huge inspiration for this.
Officer Buck Tud Russell, Time Squad.
Yeah, I saw the badge on your chest.
Right, yeah.
We're gonna go from the stats to the crew. So we've got this is a stacked crew here. I mean, you guys probably can't see this on screen. I'm gonna give everyone their due here. But the critical team, the top of the peak here for who worked on this series, who worked on Time Squad. We're starting obviously with Dave Wasson. This guy would later go on. He's the creator and the writer of this series, but he would go on to create. Did I say it wrong? You said it like I said something wrong.
No.
You sound like you were pronouncing it like I pronounced it.
No. You're right. I didn't know he was like creator of a Star. I found that he he produced and written on the show, but I didn't know he was creator of it too.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's a big deal there. He's also the co-creator of the Cuphead show. Of course, that already had an established thing going on, but still, pretty cool that he had a legacy there with that.
Good show. Have you tried watching the Cuphead show?
0%, except for that 1 or 2 episodes. It kind of came and went as things go.
It's good. It's good shit.
Yeah.
There's because even though it has a modern art style, because I had friends online, they were kind of turned off because it wasn't the very hand-drawn-y art style, rubber hose art style of the game itself.
It's close. I don't know what to tell you.
But no, they do a lot of techniques and they do a lot of references to old stuff, but also it's just a funny written cartoon.
Yeah.
It's a really good cartoon. And I think you should try watching more of it. I think it's really good.
I think you should watch Star Wars: The Forces of Evil. I heard you've never seen it.
I have. I watched like a whole season. Bitch. Get fucked. Anyway, but I know he's also worked on a couple of the Paul Rubish Mickey Mouse shorts too.
Yes.
And he's written some stuff for Cartoon Fridays.
Yes, indeed. Probably, I believe the thing that he wrote was just the character dynamics with possibly his characters. Did Time Squad ever have a moment as a hosting?
As far as I remember, no. I don't think they were in the background. Anything that was new I don't think got it. No, Kids Next Door was in the background at one point. No.
No, because they kept doing hosts until 2003. Character hosting.
Yeah, I feel like it was like.
But I don't know
They
if they
didn't
did.
often make new stuff. I don't remember Time Squad being back then.
That's what I mean. I don't think even if we remembered, I don't think we would, because we talked about briefly like what we thought of this show as kids, and or what you guys thought of it as kids, and like I don't think it would have like recalled and remember. Oh snap! They're hosting this week. Oh my god! Oh, like So it is what it is. I'm gonna keep it moving. Let's go, Carlos Ramos. This guy, he's actually a key writer on the series Time Squad.
Oh my god, you just like listed some like fucking obscure shit.
But
we talking about obscure cartoons.
I just thought this was wacky here. This is so cool because I want to start with the thing that I didn't realize. This guy is the character designer of Mod Nation Racers, and he stayed around for a few other Mod Nation games. But that's hey man, I love Mod Nation Racers. I gotta give this guy some props on that. Nice, man, awesome. Gotta keep it moving here. From bottom to top, lead designer on Dave the Barbarian, that series from the 2000s, of course.
And I can mention like the X's and Skunk Fu. That was like
moving from bottom to top. That's
okay.
Then he's the creator, the writer, and character designer of the X's, which I briefly remember, but
it was a crappy cartoon, and it barely lasted like a few episodes.
And then Skunk Fu as well, and that was
that's a fucking obscure one.
Yeah,
I remember watching that on fucking Jetix.
That was a run right there. All right. Let's go over to Michael Narno. This guy, he's another writer, but he was also a writer on Cat Dog, Mike, Lou, and Og, and Real Monsters.
You said their name wrong.
Narno?
No. The one the shows. He wrote on Real Monsters.
I hate you. Passion. And of course, and the music. This guy, legendary composer, or at least legendary in this space. He's worked on Mucha Lucha, Lilo and Stitch, the series Yin Yang Yo, House of Mouse, Guardians of the Galaxy on Disney XD, and he worked with, let's see, I just want to make sure I have this right. He worked with another legendary composer, James Horner, on Land Before Time. Like that, he worked on Land Before Time 3 through 11. With James Horner, so it probably was just all right. We're gonna work on this one.
Those are the good ones. It kind of went downhill after 13. I haven't watched any of this shit.
I was about to say, if you know it. I mean, fuck.
There's somebody out there who's a big fan of them.
Yeah,
who's a big fan of them. They are to get him on the podcast.
There he is.
Where?
Land Before Time expert.
Tell us, Land Before Time fan. You got the hat for it,
dude. I have watched Land Before Time. Oh wait, I might have.
You did. Yeah, tell us. What do you think about
this? Is the Land Before Time podcast now.
Land Before Time 12.
No comment.
Give me your full review on Land Before Time 13.
You don't set the camera off me.
Give us your full review. All right.
So why do you compare Land Before Time 10 to Sinbad?
Are you talking to me again?
Yeah.
Gosh dang it.
So what are the connections?
Start with this nonsense.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and let's keep it moving here. We're gonna talk about next up. We've got the cast. All right, 3 key characters here. Obviously, got to start with Pamela Alden.
Pamela Anderson.
She's actually funny enough. Even though she has such a lineup of voice casting roles, she was actually nominated for an Annie Award for this performance as Otto. Which is it's of all things, you actually got an award. You actually were nominated for an award for this as well. Now you can tell when you hear this character who it is. The same person that voices Bobby Hill, right? You can hear Bobby Hill straight out of the box, right?
Well, I mean, you're talking about who you can hear, going skipping over to Larry.
I still got stuff to say about. Wait. Let me finish up here. She had roles in Bob's Burgers, Teen Titans Go, Star vs. the Force of Evil, Milo Murphy's Law, Phineas and Ferb, Ben 10, LT Greg, Squirrel Boy, Recess, and now Mark. Yes.
But yeah, you're talking about who you can hear. Skipping over to Larry. As soon as I heard Larry's voice, I'm like, oh, Joker. That's Joker.
Yes.
It's it's not even doing a different voice. You can just hear Joker.
Sure.
I mean, Skips.
Of course, I was like when I heard his voice, from when I was a kid, I didn't take notice of it. But as soon as I started the show, to watch it, I was like, oh shit, that's Mark Hamill.
Yes, indeed.
And just the name alone made me pay more attention to it. Just that character. But I'll get to more about Larry.
later.
Yeah, but
I remember when I watched the show, I was like, man, I was listening to Larry's voice, I'm like, man, that whoever voices him would sound really good as a giant white gorilla.
Or he would sound great as a Fire Lord.
Nah.
Or a clown.
There you go. Yeah.
That would be even worse.
Continue the streak.
That's
All
even worse.
So of course, that's the cool thing about Mark Hamill. Yeah, I think if you compare what he does here, I think Skip's is much more of a unique voice by comparison. Like you don't immediately hear the Joker. It could also just be that he's older and he does this regular show in comparison. It's a 10-year time difference, so maybe his voice is a little more seasoned.
Well, didn't he do the voice acting for Multiverses?
Yep.
Yes. So, that's a good point. Never mind, because he still just sounds just like the Joker.
You know how many times he said he was going to voice Joker for the last time? Like more than once.
Yeah.
He can't not voice the Joker. Mark Hamill is the Joker.
It's also the last great thing about a great Lucasfilm franchise that was ruined after Episode 8. But moving on, let's get to Buck, Todd Russell, Rob Paulson.
He's like in every cartoon.
Kind
of like Tara Strong.
He's got he should have a name as synonymous to voice acting as Tara Strong. I don't know if a lot of people know this voice though, or no. I mean, they know the voice, but I don't know if they know the name as much.
I think they do because he's also he's gotten to a point where he's like a voice acting director on some stuff. I know he was a voice acting director.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
He's a voice acting director on Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Because he voices the Ninja Turtles in 2 or 3 incarnations.
He did TMNT 87. He did TMNT 12. Yeah. He was. Both of those. Yeah. The other things, obviously, Tiny Toon, Goof Troop, Sonic, Pinky and the Brain, Jimmy Neutron, Doc McStuffins, the best one of them all, obviously.
Cartoon Chat. That's the next episode. That's the next episode.
I mean, but Mark, you wouldn't have any disagreement. I think Doc McStuffin's probably the best one.
Better than Sinbad. And if
why is Sinbad?
You can compare those if you want. They're probably very similar.
All right. Before we get into the episode selection, or we probably could just get right into the episode selection.
Get into the episode selection. What are we waiting for?
We already talked about our thoughts on the series before, so let's get into our thoughts on the... Here's our episode selection, guys. If you want to follow along, take a little bit of a break, watch the episodes. We technically...
Or you just turn the video off here. You're kind of done.
What?
I'm joking. Please watch us. We need the views. We're trying to get that fucking silver play button for Screen Blast channel.
The fuck is a silver play button? I'm looking for the gold, bitch.
He's digging for gold!
So technically there was a little bit of confusion here. Some people thought when we said 2 episodes, they meant episode 1 and 2. But in fact, it was episode 1A and 1B. So technically Mark pulled the same exact thing that Martin pulled on Martin. That Martin pulled on Mark. But episode 1...
What the fuck you talking... Would that make sense? No. I wish he pulled this. Let's watch let's watch one episode of Jackie Chan Adventures. That's it. Okay.
No. Because again, I sent the message that you sent me. And in confusion... It looked like it said episode 1 and 2. So,
Read the text again. I elaborate on the same fucking message. I said episode 1A and 1B on the message, but before all that, I was just thinking episode 1 and 2. Then I changed my mind to episode 1A and 1B.
Yes, this might be the briefest.
So I didn't confuse you. I just told you what I changed it to.
Yeah, you didn't confuse me. I'm just sending a message. But episode 1A and episode 1A and 1B. So this is technically just a 24-minute review. Because of course, if you were to I had myself added episode 7B just because not everyone watched 7B, but
I did.
I needed to add that in just because, again, if you were to only watch 2 episodes of this, I think you don't get enough.
I think those 2 episodes explain everything well because
it explains. The point being, it explains the series and what happens in the series on a regular basis, but I think it's not enough. I felt and you watch a little more, it's okay. Like, but it's still like again, like we'll talk more about the series overall at the end. But
I mean, I gotta disagree with that because I feel like they just get to see series' basic like structure, and those and even the first episode, just like they go through time, they like shit is just weird for some reason, and they just correct it.
Yes, so let's get into episode 1A, Eli Whitney's flesh-eating mistake. This is essentially the first, not just, I don't know if this is the pilot necessarily, but it gives the impression of it just because of the way that it goes. Now we start off, I'm just going to run through briefly key points. Again, Otto is an orphan. He's a bookworm. He avoids other orphans because they bully him, right? Like, suddenly you've got Buck and you've got Larry. They appear in his room and Buck explains what Time Squad is, and then, it's like, all right, hey, you can join us.
I like that, like, a funny joke is I like the nun is like telling him he's reading too loud. Turn down the reading.
Turn down the reading. Yeah, but it's just a shitty...
What's all that racket? Are you reading again?
Just a shitty life. Just an overall shitty life, and...
She never gets her comeuppance, guys. Just to see how it ends, I just watched the last episode, and it's, they act, like, they go to, the final episode is they go to the year, 2002, and they make, just to make a joke on President Bush, how he's an idiot who's obsessed with a ball, making a big ball of twine. And, like, they, accidentally leave Otto... Well, not accidentally, they just, like, leave Otto in the present, and, like, he gets found by the nun, the orphanage nun again, and he gets forced to, like, clean and scrub toilets and shit. And then, like, Time Squad comes back to get him, and then, like, she's like, where's Otto? Oh, I'll just take this orphan. Fuck it. And it just ends like that.
That's it?
Yeah.
Fuck. Alright.
But Dexter does make a funny cameo in that episode too, because they're trying to replace Otto. The big guy is trying to replace Otto. Buck. He's trying to replace Otto, and he keeps trying to get different nerds, and one of the nerds is Dexter, and Dexter's like, I'm not an orphan.
That's good. That's a good one. I'll maybe check that out. Maybe not.
It's a 15. It's like an 11 minute. I mean, not even 15. It's like a 10, 11 minute episode.
That's cool.
Just 7B.
Yeah. So, Otto tags in with them. I do like the motto, enforcing our past to protect our future. They let him tag in on the mission, and the mission this time is to find Eli Whitney. And we get, essentially...
Yeah.
So, we get the idea, like, of how this happens, how the structure is, where, again, like he Otto knows this. He has the historical, wow, look at the engagement. There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm listening.
I'm joking.
Oh my God! Just pick on Martin Day.
No.
I am listening.
Martin,
that's Tuesday, you idiot.
We appreciate it. But no, Otto kind of he has the wits of knowing what's going on, and then both of the robots are just kind of either the brawn or the brains of the situation to take it a little step further to solve the problem, maybe. And that's kind of how it goes, right? Through the situation, some wacky stuff may ensue. That's kind of how it goes. But they go to 1786 Savannah, Georgia, and apparently Eli Whitney has been making flesh-eating robots, which again just tells you also, hey, don't take any of this with a grain of truth at all. We're just going to have them doing wacky random shit. It's not going to be consistent, and it may not actually... I don't know what the fuck the point... This seems like a YouTube skit that went wrong as an idea, like, what if we had this historical guy do this?
I guess
thing?
in the same vein of like Peabody and Mr. Sherman is like kind of educational in a way, because like even though these are wacky stories, these are some like real historical figures, and like they do mention like what they're supposed to do in real world history. So I guess like kind of be educational.
I do. It's just so. And I don't need it to be like youth educational to the T, but it's like it wanted to be a step in both worlds. It wanted to be educational lightly, and then it wanted to still be. It's like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. It's like, I'd love a vampire hunter. It doesn't need to be Abraham Lincoln. I don't, but
I think it's more along the lines of Hysteria.
But that's a better show.
Yeah, it is a better show.
Yeah.
I barely watch Hysteria, even though like I'm like I love the Steven Spielberg Warner Brothers stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like that's one of the mere obscured ones. Is like they barely even get picked up for licensing in any of the streaming services.
Yeah.
Or referenced. I'm surprised you guys heard of that one.
I think again, I like shows where it's either they're in the environment already. Like there's that Liberty Kids one that ran for like 20 years. It felt like
I never watched this show, but this theme song fucking slaps. I had a theme song. Who idolize through my own eyes, and you get that rap in the middle, and then like you get the breakdown. It's fucking good ass shit.
It's beautiful. We might do a cartoon chat just for the intro of a Liberty Kids. Holy
skip the fucking episode. Yeah. We can listen to because like the song is like no whoever holds the rights don't give a fuck. So we can listen to the song on the fucking.
I don't know about that, but I'll
Die!
Kick my heart, it's back. Give that freedom to the rap. Get my independent side. Declare on the dotted line. Be a freedom race.
Stop, maybe you remember.
Say red, white, blue. Never give up. You represent
America.
Listen to my heart and my
So what?
How can I see
I'm probably gonna compress this. This is like super packed into my brain. That's super nostalgic stuff right there. But either way, we're in 17. But that's the type of stuff that I either prefer the characters to already be in it or a better overall reason for them to time travel instead of it being loose. Because it's kind of like it's so loose, right? Like it's so like they're the TVA. But it's like it's so loose.
I know. The TVA stole from they stole from Time Squad.
Exactly.
Loki stole from Time Squad.
Yeah. A decade later.
A decade and a half later.
They stole from it.
Absolutely. So, all right. So we're in 1786, Savannah, Georgia. Like I said, Eli Whitney is making flesh-eating robots, and the Savannah community is upset. The town is in shambles. Otto actually tells Eli to stop making robots, and then the robots come after the squad.
It's so random. He just when they asked him why he made flesh-eating robots, like because he just wanted to make something that helps, and he's
that's
like,
my problem. Is it's like it just is there. It's like what the fuck?
I know, it's so weird.
Yeah.
And like I'm just going to skip to the next episode real quick. It's like the Trojan horse is like these, like the soldiers are just these flamboyant, like sensitive, like men who just want to give presents.
Yes.
Not even at war.
No. It's a alternate history. It's not as fun as like drunk history where it's like it's got a little bit of purpose. It's just random choices to decide to make different routes on the timelines here. And again, like I don't know what the
and a lot of these episodes just sort of just end. Yeah, there's no epilogue to like after they.
I gotta mention the end of this though, right? So again, the flesh-eating robots they get destroyed by Buck. Who again, this is another issue. Is like this is why I think this becomes background material because there's no real stakes. It feels like, especially after the first episode, Buck he like has all the flesh-eating robots on him. But then he just uses a weapon that he could have used the entire time that eliminates all the robots at once.
His reason for that, he just says, "Oh, I just remembered I had it."
Right, and it's like, well, if you so then, what the fuck? And
the joke is he's an idiot.
Yeah, well, I know he's fair. He's an idiot, so he wouldn't know all the time. But it's like, like this could be solved then. So the townsfolk award Otto, even though like as for the robot's destruction, and then they notice his shirt. And I gotta mention this, right? They notice his shirt, and Otto mentions that it's made of cotton. Did Otto just start the engine of slave cotton production?
I thought about that.
Yes.
That's what the fuck they are.
Yes, that's exactly what happens.
What the fuck?
Oh shit! I was thinking about that. Like, wait a minute. Doesn't this lead to a bunch of?
Doesn't this lead down a route we don't want? Oh my god!
I was thinking about that.
I mean, they're like the next episode. It's not the soldiers that go to war; it's the fucking horses. So like, do horses just like are the horses just like getting abused now, or like?
I don't know.
Are we?
But like what the? But I just don't want to skip on that. What the fuck? Like what? Just Otto cause slavery? Like we're just that you want it? That's the main characters. Like that's hilarious. It's partially like again. These all just seem like it all seems like this is a show that would have been a YouTube like not sketch, but like a YouTube an animator that would have made this on YouTube if it was the present and would have just had these situations. and probably in half the time, where it's like you just go back in time, oops, I said something, and then some awful shit happens. Like, I don't know, like, you fixed time, but you fixed time in the wrong way. It's like when Captain America goes back, but he doesn't help anyone with, racism. He just kind of gets to chill with his white wife for the rest of his life.
Oh, he only goes back in time just to fuck.
That's it. He doesn't save anyone. He doesn't, there's no mention that he, goes and...
I love the memes as, why aren't you laughing? Bill Cosby's funny.
What'd you say?
It wouldn't change anything. Multiverse.
Oh, it would have been on a different time. Him saving it would have been on a different time. I see. Plus, the TVA would have been like, hey, we need racism. What are you doing? We need racism to get to the Avengers moment. So this is a part of the timeline. You have to be nice, Captain America, and let this happen. Anyway, episode 1B. Again, we already imagine you going on the journey. You're like, first episode. Just imagine Cartoon Friday, right? This first little episode premieres. You end that episode. What the fuck? Alright, our main character just started slavery. Alright, we're moving on. Now,
I wasn't thinking about that when I was a kid. When the first episode
you weren't thinking, obviously, but...
here's my thought when I was a kid. I'm like, okay, that was an okay cartoon. Whatever. Next.
Yeah. By the way, I will say, I didn't mention, Mark Hamill gets to play C-3PO, basically.
Yes.
It's a little fun little note that he was Luke Skywalker, and now he gets to basically play, essentially, not 1-to-1, but essentially C-3PO. So that's kind of funny. So episode 1B is Never Look a Trojan in the Gift Horse, and this one's a little more confusing, Mark. You chose obviously these 2 episodes, so tell me how this journey goes.
Oh, I didn't know what the fuck these episodes were. I was like.
You grilled Mark.
I didn't look into what these episodes were.
He chose,
huh?
You grilled Mark
because he actually chose. Because he chose a fucking 2-part. Because he fucking chose a 2-parter. Because he disguised 2 episodes as 1 episode. And only did the 1 episode. He was like, but nope, it's actually 2 episodes.
But you still chose to. We're not getting all right. Either way,
off of it.
Tell me what this story...
Yeah, next time I'm choosing, when we have to choose our 1 episode, I'm choosing a part 4.
Alright, I'm just gonna run through this here.
But no, the reason I chose these episodes, I was like, I haven't looked into what these were, that's why I chose, when we were discussing this, I was like, episode 1 and 2, because I assumed, episode 2 was also 15 minutes, but this is back then when, they were actually, episodes were still bundled, so, when I looked at it, I was like, oh, okay, we can just do the 1 episode because that is 2 episodes. So episode 1A and 1B.
Indeed.
That's it. That was all there is to it.
Indeed. Alright, so the overall thing here is this one starts on Time Squad's ship. Thank you. We see they've collected a number of valuable historical artifacts again, we have to just keep layering this idea that none of this is consistent, none of this really... Which again lowers okay, what's the suspense or the journey? Is there any tension here with what actually is supposed to happen, or is it so loose that it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things? We don't really get that, right? And maybe I think I'm overthinking.
Yeah, I think because Sherman and Mr. Peabody is kind of like that too.
Okay.
So it's just they're just going back in time. It's just all about them having adventures. It's just an excuse to have misadventures because you're not. That's why a lot of these plot lines are so stupid. It's just it's not supposed to be taken seriously. It's just stupid just to be stupid.
Fair.
So I'm fine with that. It's just a dumb cartoon. I didn't think too much of it.
So the history instability alarm goes off again. TVA. They've traveled to that goes off. They travel to a critical moment in the Trojan War. This is the time when the Greeks deliver the Trojan horse. However, we see that instead of a secret mission to capture the city, the horse was a piñata having nothing but candy inside, right? And the king has this constant joke throughout the episode where he doesn't like anything, he's not really satisfied by anything. These gifts are traditional, or they're generic, or he's seen it a million times. And like you said before, the Greek are just kind of flamboyant, and they want to give out they want to be a gift giver. They want to give the best gifts instead of the purpose of what actually is happening. So they do it. So they give out a giant giraffe. They place that in front of the gate, and instead of soldiers, they put chocolate soldiers in it. And then the next one, they have a giant. So again, I feel like this is another either YouTube short or this is a comic strip. I don't know what the fuck. So next, there's a giant soldier is just placed at the gate. And again, that one shouldn't even have been opened in, but I wouldn't think that would have gotten opened in, but that one.
At this point, they were harmless, so why not?
Yeah. So again, and this time there are actual wild horses inside, and the horses are so wild that they wreck the city, and thus history's back on track because the horses caused the siege, and yeah, that's episode 2, episode 1B. Yeah. Mark, I
didn't watch this beforehand.
I'm not trying to be fucking mean. I'm trying to be as nice as possible. But this was worse than Jackie Chan Adventures. I love the art design.
I didn't fucking dude. I told you I haven't seen this since Cartoon. I didn't give high praise to this shit when I mentioned it. I said
you can't say shit about Jackie Chan Adventures anymore. You nominated.
No. Yes, I still can. No, I don't like that. I don't really like that show. I didn't say I like this show either. I didn't say I fucking love this show. What the fuck you getting at? You always making a fuck. You do I was like, okay. So before we start, I was like, there is no way Bryan can make up another argument I'm not a part of again because this is just a dumb show we're watching, and you somehow do it like you love this show, Mark. You were telling me this show was amazing. Like, when the fuck did I say that? I mean, we give a quality perspective. We don't. The cartoon doesn't have to be quality for us to give quality.
For
us to give quality.
I agree. I think I would watch Incredibles 2 over this.
Incredibles 2 isn't that bad.
It's that bad.
Huh?
I'd say I'd watch.
It's not a bad movie. It just like Kung Fu Panda 4. It's just a fucking disappointment.
This is a disappointment.
You were disappointed by this? What expectations do you have? I had none.
So here's my expectation.
You didn't grow up watching this.
Let me explain my expectation.
Okay.
Because I have not seen this series. My expectation was, okay, I have researched the cartoon legacy for literally for years now. I've done extensive research. And I'm just curious, okay, here's a show that I have not heard anything about, I could give a fuck about, but I've seen Time Warp Trio as well. That's a time traveling show. So maybe...
Oh, you were setting yourself up for failure with that one.
This show will be maybe this show is going to be interesting. You've got time travel. You've got a cool designing set of characters. I love the way the ship looks. I love the design of everything. Everything about this is design. Design
art style is great.
It's great.
The character design, I can tell you, because I also like the character design of Buck because he doesn't seem entirely human. Cause I like the
he's not right.
Yeah,
it's
like a Buzz Lightyear type of design with him.
Yes, but
also they referred to him as Tud Russell throughout the show.
Yeah,
just so you know. Why did I keep calling him Buck?
Because his name is Buck Tud Russell.
Seriously? Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Buck Tud Russell, yeah.
After his first episode, they just called him Tud Russell.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Also, that episode wasn't very good. I did watch episodes after that.
Agreed. How was episode 2A, 2B, since you watched that?
It was stupid.
I like the art style and recruitment now. If you want to talk about that real quick.
Since I watched...
That's the one thing that pulled me, but wait, let me get...
How'd you find that one?
Let me get 2A, 2B. Go ahead.
It was about Confucius, and basically it was Tud Russell. He said something to Tud Russell, and Tud Russell thought he was talking about him, so the whole episode he just whipping his ass.
But how'd you find that episode? I know you didn't go through the fucking show.
So here's what I did, Mark. I went through and I looked at. So this is a time machine. This is a time machine-centric show. So I went through and I thought, okay, all right, what can I find here that sounds interesting? Right? What can I find here that may be at least interesting, or might be an interesting journey, or might have some sort of interesting... So I just went through the episodes. That's all I did. Really quick little browse. That probably could have helped us out on these boring not boring, these messy episodes.
No, you can say boring.
And so I went through and it was like, all right, there's Dishonest Abe, there's a Larry upgrade. I'm looking at it right here. You got Blackbeard. Okay, it's pirates. We already just watched Sinbad, so we're not going to do that. We've got To Hail with Caesar, Robin.
You should have just said that. It would have been more fucking pissed.
You got Robin and Stealing with Mr. Hood. If it's right, it's wrong. And then you've got 7B. And 7B like ties together with 7C, but 7B is the recruitment ad. And this is where they actually kind of, this is like a little bit of like lore of like, it's a parody, but it's like how serious do they take themselves in a hypothetical world where they're recruiting Time Squad, and you have this whole thing with George Washington and his men, and then the Time Squad come in and they help save the day. And I just thought that's a fucking cool ass thing. In fact, it's in the intro of the cartoon chat that I didn't put in there, but yeah, man.
The intro is like a catchy little song. I like it.
But yeah, man. Like I just kind of that was. I was like,
shit, yeah.
I just
mediocre. But like, it wasn't like the worst part. It was like one of the worst. It's just filler food for me as a kid. It was just like, I was never excited when it come on, but like, I would just watch it and I would just be fine with it.
Cool. I appreciate.
Barely had to like
guiding us through this.
Hold on, wait. I want to talk about like the fact that how Larry is treated in the couple episodes that I watched.
Oh, what did you
like? It's basically an early version of Squidward in later seasons of SpongeBob, where he just became the punching bag for no reason.
Even by 01, I think, hasn't he become the punching bag?
No. In earlier seasons of SpongeBob, when he got punched or something, he deserved it. There were times when he actually deserved to be punched, but later on in the season, it was just like kick Squidward's ass because Squidward's ass is
just as here.
Yeah,
that's what I don't like about the new. That's why I don't like Cat Dog in general. Cause like it's just
they whipped Cat's ass
for no reason. So there's some episodes where he deserves it, where he's actually a jerk, but like that show is so fucking mean spirited. I don't like Cat Dog.
I don't like Greaser Dogs and Cat Dog either. And
no,
I think they're just like, why do you need bullies upon bullies upon bullies in the show? Literally everyone in that series is kicking Cat's ass.
Right.
Like even people who live with him, the freaking mouse.
Everyone.
But yeah,
that's why Cat Scratch is better.
It is a good show. It is pretty funny. Same creator from Jim. Or from Future Cartoon Chat, or from Jim's funny cartoon.
Older than he died, she left the bitch. I mentioned touch the kick.
Cat Scratch. But no, if I had to make a
Cat Scratch,
Cat Scratch. Oh, Cat Scratch. Oh, Cat Scratch. But like, no, if I had to make a real recommendation, a better version of this show is the old, not the Netflix version, the old Peabody and Mr. Sherman, because that shit is funny, just like because it's a segment of the Rocky and Bullwinkle show, and that shit, even as old as that shit is, even as limited as animation that shit is, Rocky and Bullwinkle is still fucking funny.
What's wrong with the DreamWorks Peabody and Sherman Mark?
Same thing. What's wrong with the Amazon Prime version of Rocky and Bullwinkle? It's
ass. That's what you're saying.
It's not. It's lukewarm. It's not as good. It's not as clever. It's okay.
But the movie taught me that we're all dogs.
The movie's funny. The movie's fun. I like it.
It has Stephen Colbert as a dog, so
the Netflix show is just, it's okay. Same thing with the Amazon Prime version of Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Same as the Amazon Prime version of Kung Fu Panda. Everything's going good.
You actually watched that?
God, no.
Okay, then go shut the fuck up. I actually watch that shit. Cause I like Rocky and Bullwinkle. Future Cartoon Chat, Rocky and Bullwinkle. Cause that shit's good. There's a fucking complete set at Walmart for like $50 something. I'm like, I'm thinking about it. Complete set, complete series
for Rocky and Bullwinkle.
The show's fucking good. Why not?
Not for $50 from like the 50s.
Okay, so why wouldn't you pay for that? Tell me.
Because it's $50.
Okay, so is any show worth that value? Okay, is any show worth that value? Tell me, is any show worth that value?
Mark, I can get the box set for Avatar: The Last Airbender for half that price.
Maybe it's on sale now or something. Yeah. I don't know, maybe I can find it on Amazon for cheaper. I saw it at Walmart.
That's atrocious. No.
It's a big box set.
I think regular show is around that price, $40, I think.
Alright, sure, but there's other cheaper than, like, I don't know, maybe...
You could get Johnny Test. You can get the whole series. You get the Whip Crack.
Can you? Tell me that. Can you? Are you serious?
Can I get Johnny Test for...
The complete... Look it up right now. Can you get the complete set of Johnny Test?
I don't know if they actually cared.
I don't think they. Yeah, they fucking liar. Bullshit. Find me the complete box set of fucking Johnny Test. The official box set of Johnny Test.
It would be super funny.
Because like the Ed and Eddie box set is like fucking $60, but like it's a complete set, but it doesn't include the movie or the specials. Fucking bullshit.
Wow, seasons 1 through 5 is $25.
Johnny Test?
Yeah, Johnny Test seasons 1 through 5 DVD.
It's about worth
It's on a DVD. Yeah,
not a complete set though.
It's a complete set.
That's not everything.
It's what's left. 6
season 1 the original style. Season
is there how many seasons?
There's a Netflix season 2.
What, of Johnny Test?
Yes.
No one fucking remembers that shit.
Maybe no one barely watched it, but it was honestly dude. The Netflix Johnny Test is actually pretty good. It's honestly better than the newer season. Than the later seasons of the original run of Johnny Test. It's better than the later seasons of the original run of Johnny Test.
No, I didn't surely didn't want
Huh?
What?
Johnny Test wasn't that good to begin with, but like the Netflix version is just as good as the original run of Johnny Test. Take that as you will. If you don't like the show, you probably won't.
Of the original run?
The original run is not that great either.
But wasn't there at least a good segment of it before it turned into trash? No, the beginning was trash, and then it got better.
Yeah, the Netflix Johnny Test is pretty good. It's not that bad.
The issue with Johnny Test wasn't that it was necessarily bad completely. It was that the bad episodes got reran a billion times. So you saw the same episodes, and they were kind of bad.
I mean, that too. I don't fucking know. We were talking about the fucking box set price. But anyway, I mean, if you can find a Rocky and Bullwinkle complete set for cheap, it's a good show. Good show.
I'll get that for you for Christmas.
From Martin.
No, you won't. That ain't free, son.
You want that for Christmas?
I do. Oh! You're gonna get from me. Okay, yeah, sure.
Now Brian's gonna give you Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Sure. Okay, thanks.
I'm gonna put it on Mark's tab.
Okay, the point is, a fucking old show. Peabody and Mr. Sherman and Rocky and Bullwinkle are good old shows. But the point is, Peabody and Mr. Sherman is very similar to this cartoon. It's pretty much Time Squad is pretty much a rip-off of Peabody and Mr. Sherman, so you might as well just watch that. Either that or the movie. The movie's fine too. I like
watch Time Warp Trio.
You can watch that, but I wouldn't really
want to.
I mean, it's a time travel series, it's comparable.
Or you can watch Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It's better than all these.
But it's not time travel.
It's not.
Now you're not even making comparisons.
I'm just,
Watch The Incredibles 2.
Why?
You said it was better, so fuck you.
This down.
So
Right?
fuck you. You said it was better, so it's like you might as well.
I did, but I'm comparing. Fuck it.
I don't again, I'll stick by that. Incredibles 2, not a bad movie, but it's an incredibly
CartoonChat.
It's an incredibly disappointing movie. Yes, very disappointing, but not bad.
Martin, close us out for this episode.
Pixar made a fuck ton of money, so fuck you.
You said what made a fuck ton of money?
Incredibles 2.
Wait, yeah, that's Bob Iger. You just licked Bob Iger's fucking toilet seat. Hey guys, don't get mad that we're doing Pixar sequels. Don't get mad we're doing Pixar sequels, because Incredibles 2 made $1 billion, so Finding Dory 2 is coming.
Woo!
So go ahead, let's wrap it up, Martin. You got it. Send us home.
No, I'm camera shy. You ain't.
You literally started it 5 seconds ago.
I don't remember what you're talking
about. Alright.
Fine, I'll just dance for him again. Oh, okay.
What?
I'll just dance for him again. We're just going on this one.
Dude. Oh, not that way, you fucking moron. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the not Screen Blast, Jesus.
I'm not even talking, I'm just like bobbing up and down.
This has been Cartoon Chat.
We're shooting TikTok videos now.
How long is this? Wait, I stretched it. Has it actually passed?
No, 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Oh, wait,
I was trying to keep...
I did it. I got past an hour. Alright. I think Cartoon Chats should be a premium experience.
Yeah!
130.
I feel like I'm a hat.
So, guys, you can find this, of course, on screenblastpodcast.com. You can find us at your favorite podcast service, including Spotify. Apparently, YouTube Music's having a little bit of an issue in terms of rights and all that stuff getting to other people, so be careful there. And then what else? Find Martin. Where can they find you? Oh, that's right here on screenblastpodcast.com.
Cheese grommet.
And Martin, where can they find Mark?
Canine Biscuit.
Here. No. Running jokes. But they can find me at K9 Biscuits. That's K9
Huh?
Did you change to him in time?
Yeah, no, he changed it himself to do it. So
Okay, good.
Yeah.
K9 Business. That's K9 BISKUTS. I just peeked the mic. I'm just so close to it. I don't know. I probably peeked the mic a couple times, but like that's K9 BISK.
That's what happens when you choose garbage.
Yeah. That's K9BISKUTS.com, and I look forward to choosing more garbage. So fuck you.
Is that Dragon Ball Evolution sitting next to Sonic Mania?
Shut up.
What
Shut up.
Fuck.
We're not.
Oh, I forgot
We will
about that.
talk about this off mic.
Holy shit, I forgot about this. Guys, thanks for watching.
I'm speaking of garbage.
I'll adjust this.
By the way, he's not joking, folks. That is actually fucking Dragon Ball Evolution. It's both the DVD. It's both the DVD and the novel. Don't ask questions.
Novel.
Yeah. Ooh,